China's Commerce Ministry on Thursday warned of necessary countermeasures if the U.S. moves to increase tariffs on Chinese goods. If the U.S. tariff measures are carried out, China will have to take necessary countermeasures. A Commerce Ministry statement read, according to the Associated Press. Ministry spokesman Zhao Feng said later, I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing these people's names, Gao Feng, said later that Beijing has the determination and ability to defend its own interest and is making all necessary preparations. President Trump threatened earlier this week to increase tariffs from 10% to 25% on 200 billion of Chinese goods if negotiators do not reach a deal with the US. For 10 months, China has been paying tariffs to the USA of 25% on $50 billion of high tech and 10% on $200 billion of other goods, Trump tweeted on Sunday. These payments are partially responsible for our great economic results. The 10% will go up to 25% on Friday. Both sides had been touting process. I think I meant to say progress in negotiations before Trump's tweet. Chinese Vice Premier Liu He, China's chief trade negotiator, is set to arrive in Washington this week to meet with U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. Administration officials have recently blamed China for walking back key terms of the current deal, with Beijing reportedly trying to reverse its vows to address issues such as theft of trade secrets and intellectual property. So, people keep warning about a trade war and a conflict we're going to have with this country and whatnot. And it's like, I'd rather that than the. Like, this is literally the only region we're not talking about bombing or trying to screw with in terms of sending troops over there to, fight in some never-ending banana war like all the other ones we're in. So it's still kind of a lesser of two evils thing, right? I guess I prefer to have a trade conflict or dispute with somewhere else versus the usual standard routine, which unfortunately, based on the US's past of just kind of screwing with people over economics and then transitioning to messing with them in terms of military force and power, we're likely to head down that road if this keeps going up. But really, what I think is so impressive is that you can have this discussion about these billions of dollars online, and then like most of the people who are reading this stuff, whether they like Trump or don't even know what they're talking about, like what is being discussed here. But this goes back to why I said the U.S. education system is so like just when it comes to history and just the way things work, I really feel they let stuff down because I can't think for the life of me about any time that China, being this superpower was ever discussed in any of the different institutions I attended, which I guess the internet is is making the case for now learning about that stuff, but it's sad that these places don't tell you about these things.